Hey guys, before I start this video, I'd like to apologize for most of my recent videos being pretty negative. I'll try to make a more positive video soon, but I really felt the need to make this video in light of recent events. Now, Robin, or Rehab as you may know him. Now, if you don't know who this is, you're one of the people who is lucky enough to be left out of this whole situation. I'll explain everything throughout the video, but basically, Robin is a person who has been harassing me and my friends for months. He's left us alone for the most part for a few months, but in recent weeks things have been slowly starting to get bad again. I didn't want to make this video, but I need to raise awareness. Now, before I begin, I do need to get some warnings out of the way. This video contains sensitive content, including mentions of racism, stalking, cyberbullying, death threats, self-harm, mental disorders, doxing, impersonation, murder, cannibalism, and possibly more that I forgot. If any of these make you uncomfortable, it may be in your best interest to click away from this video. Now let's get into this. My first experience with Robin was long before I'd even met my current friend group. I used to be in a scratch studio known as the Gay Hive. This was back when he was still primarily going by Rehab. He claimed that he was new to the Gay Hive, and when I said hello, several people warned me that he was not in fact new, and was actually somebody who had been previously banned from the studio and was on a new account. So I reported him and stopped interacting. Not much happened after that. At some point he followed me on another account. I told him to unfollow me and he said no, but other than that, he didn't interact with me. And that was that. Or so I thought. A while after this, a Scratch account called Oddly Interesting commented on one of my projects. It was just a silly little remark on a drawing I'd made, and it didn't come off as especially suspicious at first. Later, that same account asked me to make a profile picture for them. One of my friends, I believe it was Spring, told me that it was him. Rehab, or Robin as he was now calling himself. Apparently Robin had a history of harassing Spring, as well as their sister Velve. Once Robin was found out, he started openly harassing my friend group, and even some people outside of it. Occasionally he'd make a new account and pretend to be someone else, but he'd always either reveal himself or get found out again before long. Remember when I said Robin had a history with Spring? Well, this history started when Spring was still using an older Scratch account, which they abandoned because of his bullying. They only told friends what their new account was, but Robin still managed to track it down. This wasn't where the stalking ended either. Robin had also been attacking Spring on a website called Seesaw, and I don't know whether he'd met them on Scratch and followed them to Seesaw or vice versa, but either way, this whole debacle was now taking place over multiple sites. Robin also stalked us to a website called BandLab, where we blocked him, of course, but he created several new accounts to get around the blocks. He also tracked me to YouTube, but I'll talk about that later in the video. Robin somehow managed to get a hold of Spring's legal name and posted it on both Scratch and BandLab. He also technically doxed himself, sharing his exact coordinates on Seesaw and leaking the name of his school. Along with this, for a while he would not stop pestering someone with the Scratch username Joseph Hawley for personal information. He tried to pressure them into joining Seesaw, then repeatedly demanded that they share their face and voice, even though they stated several times they were uncomfortable with this. There was also another person who he told to share their location and face. One of the things Robin is known for is sending threats, often death threats specifically. He once told my friend Scribble, if I wanted to run, I could kill you, and has also made a verbal death threat to Spring.
Bye. Hope you die.
I do not have a screenshot of this, but Robin has also said that he would come to Spring's house with a bloody axe and murder them and their entire family. He threatened to beat Spring as well, alongside an incredibly racist comment. Speaking of racism, Robin has said some very racist things to Spring in particular. Unless I'm remembering incorrectly, in which case I'm incredibly sorry. Spring and Velve are Brazilian. Robin has called Spring Spanish and that they shouldn't be on Scratch, claiming that it's for white people, when in reality Scratch welcomes people of all backgrounds. He has also called them Mexican and told them that Mexicans cannot be Tally Hall fans. He has also been very transphobic towards Spring, referring to them as Velve's sister, even though Velve told him that Spring was not a sister, as well as calling them girly pop and saying, "You look like a girl, so you are a girl." Robin has lied about his age several times. We know he's lying because every time he's mentioned his age, it's been something completely different. I believe the first age he provided was 13,
And yes, I'm saying this because I'm 13.
though he has also claimed to be 10, saying that they wouldn't send a 10-year-old to jail, though I don't have screenshots of this. He also claimed to be going to high school when 10 and 13 are not typically high school ages. He has also said other things that I can't prove false, but I'm certain are lies, such as going to an insane asylum, doing self harm, and being a cannibal. As mentioned before, he also lied about his identity, claiming to be one of his own classmates, and he has even gone so far as to impersonate a YouTuber known as Dumbleglow TV, though I do not have any screenshots of this. Also, earlier in the video I mentioned a website called Seesaw. At some point, Robin managed to hack Spring's Seesaw account, on which he said he'd lock himself in his room, try to get Spring to send him a voice message, and said, "I know what I did." After the worst of the harassment was over, Robin left us alone for months. I can't speak for the rest of us, but I certainly felt much safer once he'd started to back off. For the most part, things had calmed down, so you may be wondering, if the situation is over, why am I making this video? Well, it turns out the situation is not over. Recently, Robin found my YouTube account and sent me a message. I don't know what he wanted, nor was I going to find out, because I knew the best course of action was to just not respond. However, the fact that he'd reached out to me at all was concerning. Later, one of my friends temporarily unblocked him out of curiosity and found this post. Robin claims he's going to be back in September, so I feel the need to make this video in order to bring attention to the awful things he's done. Since we may be under threat from him again soon, I decided the best thing to do would be to take action against him. Word about Robin's actions needs to get out. He's done several illegal things and made so many people feel unsafe, and things need to be done about this. Spring and Belv have already contacted the police, but so far not much has been done. So please, share this video with someone. The evidence document will be linked in the description as well. It contains most of the proof we have of Robin's actions. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there. Goodbye.